Happy Umbrella Cover Day. Okay. Boop. Let's go. What? Huh? Ooh, let go. Why won't my song play? Let's see. Let's see. Am I not doing it right? Is StreamYard mad? Wait a minute. What? What? Okay, look. Happy July 6th. This is what we gonna do. Let's go here. Hey! I heard my mic is on point. Hey! So I have to upload the other jam. Class culture. I don't know. Maybe they're going through some changes. Welcome back to Class Culture. Look, it's a busy weekend. I hope you had a great weekend. I did too. My boss gave me the option to work on Monday, then again on Tuesday, and off Wednesday, Thursday. You know, my regular schedule. So I'll decide. I don't know when you're going to get this video because I have to edit 2 other videos and make 2 catch up. But welcome back. Look, it feels so good to turn YouTube on and not know nothing negative. Now, I did dip in to some hot tea, but it wasn't really hot, so I might come live tonight. Me and the ducky. You know, they call boots don't they call boots rubber boots in London duckies? I don't know. I'm watching my tennis. There's a lot going on. I'm rambling. How are you? Something fabulous just happened. But welcome back to Class Culture. What are we doing for the month of July? We are just massaging the channel, checking in, making there's a bot or two, making sure a bot or two know that we still breathing and we're good. Thank you, Google and YouTube, for never taking my channel. Thank you, YouTube and Google, for never believing lies. Thank you, YouTube and Google, for slapping down every phony, fake tap that somebody else tried to get at. Thank you. I appreciate you. So that's why I'm here, just to say, hey, it's nice to relax. It's nice. I had to let a couple people know I'm not interested anymore in that particular thing that they're talking about. No harm, no foul. So thank you, YouTube, for getting me out of that algorithm. I so appreciate it. It's not healthy. And again, I can tell. And welcome and shout out to this Storytime podcast. There are other story times on this podcast. However, there's a premium. I hope you already watched it in real time because they were free for about 3-4 years. But nope, we moved on to pay to play over here in Class Culture. But yeah, I hope people realize that that's going to get really, it's going to become a burden. It's going to become really uncomfortable. It's going to come with a price that has nothing to do with money, coins, cash, or AdSense. It's about your life. And a lot of people have been on here. The great thing about me cleaning my channel and transferring a lot of things is I can look back in time and say, oh, I did that then. I was in the arena then. I don't care what the opponent is doing now. It's somebody else's problem. No harm, no foul. It's did and done. I won, moving right along. You have to be okay with going in other directions. You just have, that's real life. I've always put other content on my page. I've always said exactly um what I'm here for. I've always shared with you guys, like, I love sports. So we are watching Wimbledon. I love life. So I'm out there living it. I'm not retired, so I'm not sharing the whole of my personal life until I'm full time on here. Everybody knows that already. So everybody knows that I've supported a lot of people. I've given people shine and time and attention, and they're off on their own, and good for them. I don't understand why people can't let go, you know? So it's umbrella cover day. My story time is going to be about me and the first storm that I had to weather when I moved back to California, right before the shutdown. But I don't understand why certain people, metaphorically, don't understand that if they watched, demonstrated, and have certain content on their page, now they're dealing with that person. They think they can get away with just sitting next to them and not being involved. I don't understand why they don't think they don't need cover, why it's not going to happen to them. But I understand. I think I just left a comment on Miss Ray Ellen's post. I just believe that a lot of people don't have a lot going on in their real life, and they don't know how to pivot, and they don't realize it's going to cost them. Some YouTubers, it costs, like you look at, unfortunately, in current time, Diddy. So a lot of YouTubers covered it, and now they're labeled as new media. Well, some elevated, the ones that can't, didn't, and will never. And it is what it is. I came on YouTube for a purpose. We achieved the purpose. The films are doing fine. In the meantime, between time, earning my retirement, earning my master's, earning real life, earning happiness, earning good vibes, earning good health, knock on everything, earning good sleep, earning good purpose. You have to, that's diligent, it's purposeful, and you can't get it from anybody else. You have to give it to yourself. So, moving right along, a lot of people are just, it's almost like they kamikaze out here. Is that a word? I just see it coming, but it's just not my space. It's not my place anymore. I don't even watch. Like I said, it feels good to come on YouTube. I watched a Bath and Body Works video today in real time. Well, it's like 1 or 2 in the morning. Halloween is going to be, it's summerween, but Halloween is all year long for some people. They're going to display it, so I might sneak out and look before, if I go to work. I haven't decided. But yeah, because my boss is like, we got to get rid of these vacation days. 6, 7 months is not that far away. I said, I told you. But anyway, how do you, you know, pass on a good word, give advice? And I never say good or bad advice. It's just advice. Some people don't have the skill to do it. They just say, it's my time. I do whatever I want. Let the chips fall where they may. Okay. But I get to giggle, I get to laugh, I get to throw karma over there on the community tab, and I get to smile going to bed, smiling when I wake up to say, hey, told you, I knew that. Look at karma, full circles. Don't be around people that need validation. from other people. You should give yourself validation first. You should earn it first. These people remind me, these content creators that are losers and that have to gang up or team up or panel up or lie up or pay to play. Somebody showed a whole, I said, oh, that's how you're getting along with everybody. You giving them money. Gotcha. Payola in my Jovi Beauty voice. That's why you on here 8 hours a day, lonely and don't have a real life, 40 years old without a man, a woman, a wife, a husband, or a child to take care of. Or you're stressed out and you don't like the environment you're in, so you click live and you try to escape it. I get it. It ain't got nothing to do with me, but I get to say that. I think that's the rub. People don't like when you say it. Well, I have said it in almost all my videos, even when I wasn't talking about it. Ain't that something, HUGz? When you're not even talking and thinking about somebody, they over here creeping and looking and lurking, wondering what's going on. Well, you don't know because you don't have access to my real life. Never will, never still. Even if I drop something, it's for me, not nobody else. My supporters, my subscribers, my viewers, my friends don't listen to you. They didn't listen to you before. Now that, shout out to Couture Bay and AT2, my two moderators, because that's all I really need. That's all we really need going forward. And these are people that I feel comfortable. Let's just say I retire in September and I can start coming on here daily, doing things daily, dropping videos daily, evergreen, just dropping seed after seed, let them sit here and flourish. I know they got my back and I wouldn't have a problem paying them. I have a problem paying other people. I do. I don't need to. I'm glad that they're not in my lane and I'm not in their lane. I'm glad. I'm glad that I've met these people in real life. I'm glad and proud of the hard work they do and have seen them grow. And I'm glad that they got my back because we've already had discussions. You know, I'm happy going forward. That's the cover. I will cover them, they will cover me. In bad weather, good weather. In downtime and through time. Those two were, I go back to my videos and I see them down in my chat and that makes me feel good. I don't think people are okay. I think people see the struggle that's going to grow over here in the YouTube space. It's there. I'm so comfortable. I'm so relaxed. I'm so chill. And I guess a lot of people don't get it. They try to make it something that it's not. Wake up every day, the films are doing fine. Wake up every day knowing that I know all the steps and the twists and the turns to do what I want to do and put my product on here too. I already know I'm ready. It was really hard for me to leave certain areas and leave certain people and not drop down in the chat. I had to drop down in the chat yesterday. I had to do it. Just because I knew some people was watching and I wanted them to see me there. Yes, I did that. I did. I couldn't help myself. And I almost hit a link. I said, no, 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 no. We are beauty, no beef. So I might do a video Monday night, Tuesday morning, Tuesday night. I don't know. I'll decide. Because karma, doesn't play favorites. Karma will send a storm your way, or in the middle walking down the road, karma will grab that umbrella and throw it on the ground, and you are soaking wet, miserable, coughing, hacking, fevering. Nature's in charge. Isn't that terrible in real time what happened in Texas? Isn't that horrible? It was a whole campground situation. Let me see. Something. Oh, I see. I'm getting used to you picking up my phone and coming here and doing this. That's just part of an exercise of what I'm doing, y'all. Here we go. Let me see. Okay, now there's not there. Let me see. Let me see. No, I guess because it's just me and the duck. Okay, there we go. Oh, I see. They're saying, see, when you got the look, the duck about to get on my nerves. I can't wait till we back in action. But yeah, it's saying it won't let you use anything. See, I didn't know that. Interesting. Oh, they consider that a video where you add an intro outro video. Got it. I'd never seen that before. Yeah, I'm distracted. But you can play the music like I played for you all. Okay, cool. Anyway, look, I hear people say all the time, because I love being at my big age, because I watch people at their little age make mistake after mistake, and you try to give them a free pass, you try to toss them a bone, you try to give them some coaching like they do in Wimbledon on the side of the, court. They either listen or they don't. They lose or they win. Well, don't turn around and get mad at the person that said, I told you, or gave you guidance. You have to listen and you have to learn, and then you have to execute. Like I said in a couple of videos before, didn't people look and see what the weather was? Well, one time, Gigi Darling did not look and see what the weather was. Okay, it was November 2019, and I had just moved back to the Bay Area. 6 months out from the shutdown. We didn't have a clue. Had plans. Everything was set up. I said, you know what? Might as well do it. Let's do a short film, right? I was staying with family. The kids had a couple of events. We had fun. I was back in action. I wasn't really ready to move back to California, but I had gotten a job offer and I took it. Bob was like, oh, we have an arrangement with some property owners. You can use the crash pad, that type of thing. Everything started falling into place, just falling into place, falling. I said, you know what? Let me put everything in storage and just do it. And that's what I did. I was in Vegas. You guys know that. If you don't, welcome. Please subscribe. Welcome. And then I moved that September 2019. That October, everything went well, passed all types of backgrounds and things. November came around, and I say, you know what? Let me run out here real quick and do some holiday shopping. I was back in the big city. Now, this was before everything closed down, y'all. We had Barney's, we had Nordstrom's, we had off the rack Saks. Yeah, we had everything. Tiffany's gone, not Tiffany. Yes, Saks has moved from Union Square. So everything was vibrant. It smelled holiday. It smelled good. It's Neiman Marcus put up the tree. You walk around the city. I'm just smiling, happy. Okay, I did it. I'm here. Feels right. Started working. I was a manager, no, a supervisor, and then somebody left. I became a manager within like 1 month. Okay. So the job was working fine. Remember, I was sharing videos of the way up in the sky high in the federal building, federal. Everything just like, okay, this was the right decision. Okay. And then all the things that were happening on YouTube was happening on YouTube. All the things that were happening in the news was happening in the news. That January, I only took the job because that January I told my new boss, I have a cruise schedule. I bought it a year ago. It's non-negotiable. They said, no problem. It's just a weekend. And it was literally. And then I started watching the news and that people were wearing masks. And I almost was told not to wear a mask at work. I took a picture. I never showed it because I didn't want to get fired, of somebody posting a sign in the elevator saying we could not wear a mask. So it was a lot of denial going on. I'm used to people being in denial. I'm used to being the only voice in the room. I'm used to seeing what's coming when everybody else doesn't see. And my friends to this day that I made that thanked me, they say, yeah, I remember you used to come in the office and I would just watch you and just knew what you were doing was correct. So I started wearing a mask. People were acting like it was rude. I said, no, I live in Chinatown. People wear masks all the time. People in China, when people have a cold, they wear masks. Why? Because they care about the other person. I said, Americans are very rude, very intrusive. They don't know boundaries, and you got to pop somebody in the eyeball every once in a while. You know, we cowboys. It's the wild, wild west out here. We step on boats. We high noon. We rob stagecoaches. It's a little rowdy around here sometimes. Okay, huh? A whole veteran. Don't play with me. If I'm aware, I said I dare from the mayor down to tell me to take my mask off. I dare you. So all of my coworkers, every once in a while, they would wear a mask, wear a mask. Where is this? Because it was popping up in the news. Remember, people were passing away. Uh, rumors. It was cray cray. Remember? So I thought to myself that November, I said, you know what? If I'm listening to my daughter's a scientist in school, graduating, and then everything shut down. She had to run around and figure out how to finish. It was a lot going on. So I said, you know what? Let me run out here, get everything I need. Remember that prepare video? I should put it back out there. It hit like, I don't know how many people started watching it. People didn't know what preppers were or anything. I said, let me go out here. It's November before it hit. I'm going to buy some supplies. I'm going to get some Christmas gifts because I don't know what's going to happen. So I just started loading up, loading up, loading up. I was buying, 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 buying. People in the crash pad were saying, why do we have 10, okay, 6 packs of TP? Okay. Air Force Form 1. Okay, toilet paper. I said, are you crazy? I said, go with it. Don't ask me any questions. And people love me to this day. Because remember, everything started running out. But anyway, back to November and going outside without no cover, without no umbrella. I didn't even watch the news. I didn't know what was going on. Down below is the video. It was a whole downpour, storm. To me, it was an omen from Mother Nature. It was cleaning, it was preparing, it was telling us something is coming. See, back in the day, in the tribal times, they paid attention to stuff like that. Now, people say allegedly it was man made. I beg to differ. Just like every plague, yes, I said the P word, it's not man-made. It just happens every 100 years. Now, we knock on everything. We can probably feel, breathe, relax a little bit that nothing like that will happen again. But we were preparing for it. Billionaires were telling you. People started dropping. Per them, it happened in San Francisco. So back to my job. That October, I won't tell you exactly what department and what what department and what my job was. But that October, yeah, because I moved up here September, that October went from supervisor to manager because the manager had got sick. Okay. It was called 19, not 2020. So they moved me right up. And I just, boom, just jumped in. They were like, we knew you could do it. We knew you. Thank God you're here. Boom, 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 boom. I was just doing the job. That's just beside the point. But I noticed my staff members kept getting sick. They say it happened in San Francisco. Technically, it sort of kind of came in on a ship. But anyway, moving right along. Remember? And I was like, I need staff. So they were like, you're right. Because 1 week, 5 people would be out. The next week, 2 people would be out. Next week, 7 people would be out. The next week, they all came back, but they didn't feel right. I was like, this is crazy. Y'all setting me up to fail. We need a meeting. So we had a meeting and they were like, you're right. It's not your fault. You can't go out there. You can't do this. Stop calling me. Stop demanding things. Stop trying to figure out why or what I'm going to do. And I don't know too. It was just terrible. It just kept happening. I said, you know what? Move me. I'm not losing my job. I'm not trying to be obstructive. I'm just saying, this is not what I signed up for. And they were like, you're absolutely right. So they moved me into a different department and it was all gravy. How they handled that, didn't know, didn't care. It's just that I was in charge of people out in the field, but people out in the field kept getting, you know what? And through that process, I'm doing my research. I'm doing my homework. I'm trying to figure out what is going on. Is it a flu? Is it a bug? Are y'all all blinking? What is happening? I wasn't scared of the alphabet soup, but I was in the gay capital of the world. So it was a lot going on. And I didn't trust nobody. And these were people I was around. I was standing next to them. I was talking to them. I was engaging with them. I was standing next to them. I was in the bathroom at the sink washing hands with them. And Gigi Darling had never got it, meaning contracted it, meaning I was a lucky one, meaning the VA is still in awe. Meaning my doctors still bring it up every once in a while. Remember, you could have been like right in the middle of it and you never got it. I said, no, ma'am, I'm too cute. My pores are too small. I can't get in nowhere. I fight back. I taught every cell in my body to fight back. No, ma'am, we ain't getting nothing. I will swallow something that the orange one has said if I knew it would have worked, but I knew that wasn't going to work. I just knew how to take care of myself. I had already prepared. I had already studied. I already understand what to do when you're in a room when somebody's infected. They had taught us that when I was taking care of my mom. You might have to take care of an elderly, well, if you got a, a soul person that has tuberculosis, but you're not trying to catch it either. So you got to suit up. You got to ET it at the end. Remember, it was in a whole tent and they were all covered up. You got to wear gloves. You got to wear masks. I just say, leave the room if there's a cough, fan it away, open the windows. You got to do all kind of things. So I had already survived. Even in the military, they teach you that. If somebody drops something that's not good for you when you breathe it in, what you going to do? We had already had that training. I'm covered. I know what's going on. I got this. Okay. And then we went through the shutdown. And y'all don't know the rest of the story. But going back that November, I said, there's a lot going on. This is what's happening. I see. Let me go out here, out amongst the humans who got all types of cooties and get what I need. But then what happened? I got stuck out in a rainstorm. I remember I was running around, still getting familiar, remembering what parts of the city I am. I'm going down this street, that street. Can't remember how to get back where I need to be. Was new to the crash pad location and all of that. So, you know, you got to remind yourself, oh, not that street, this street, not up that hill, down that hill. How many bags am I going to have? Where am I going to go? So I had went to Macy's up on the 8th floor because that's where you get all the goodies. Remember all my shopping videos? They're still here. Join the membership if you want to see. And I was displaying and talking about what you need and why I use this and how I upcycle it and what's important to me and what should be important to you and how you need to get down and live in your life, you know. Just a happy little YouTuber, moderator, doing whatever she wanted to do, right? And the sky, I'm walking down the street and the sky just turned like black. See, nature has a way of saying, oh, it's not healthy over there. I need to go clean it, figure out, whip it up, tear it up, plow it out. No, whatever, you know, mix it up. And this little black cloud just settled right over San Francisco. I was like, what is that? And next thing you know, boom, in an instant. I didn't have an umbrella, wellies. That's what they call them. They don't call them duckies. I didn't have no boots on. I had on a pair of open toe shoes, okay, like sandals. They weren't Birkenstocks, but something in that family. I had on a pair of heavy jeans because it was cool. You know how they're light jeans and heavy jeans. I had on a sweater and I had a jacket over it and nothing on my head. No gloves, no purse, money in the back pocket because I knew I was going to have bags. So I went up to the 8th floor in San Francisco at Macy's. Thank God it's still there. And you get all the goodies, right? And they gave you a paper bag. Something told me to buy that reusable, but I didn't. I said, no, I'll be home in 10 minutes. And I remember it was a long line. I'm like, oh, shoot. You remember the black cloud had came in? I said, I should be okay. When I got down to that first floor in that paper bag, it was storming. I mean, puddles were hitting the ground where it splashed up and you could see it was about 2 inches. It was rolling down the road. I said, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Remember the little money I put in my back pocket? I didn't have my cell phone. I couldn't get an Uber. It was like, what? Who am I? I was like, I can make it. So they had the little umbrella plastic bag. So I grabbed a couple of them. I threw some stuff in there. I was like, because this paper bag, that's just going to disintegrate. So I had about 4 or 5, and the people didn't say nothing. They were like, yeah, it's a bastard. I was like, look, I'm sorry. They were like, you don't have to apologize because in San Francisco, even back then, there's always a security guard right by that door. Good for them. I feel safe. I never think people are there looking at me because I'm not doing anything wrong. I want security guard there. I want police roaming. I like seeing a squad car. Yeah. So I can have a safer, better experience. Okay. So they were like, yeah, take as many as you want. It's crazy. You want something for your head? I was like, yes. And they had a little plastic, what do you call it? You know, tape with a hood, no arms, but it was square on both sides. That didn't do nothing. That wind was blowing. By the time I turned the corner, it was chaos. People were running. I forgot which side of the road I should be on, how to get here. It was just 2 seconds, done. My pants were so heavy. I was soaking wet. By the time I got to the crash pad, I was shivering ice cold. I said, I will never get caught. like that ever again. Never. Okay. It might be a sunny day, but there were invisible actors, right? In the environment. We're breathing in, people getting sick, people dropping. We're okay. People laughing and talking and coughing. It was spreading like wildfire. The whole office, that particular department, was gone. And just imagine other managers that needed things from other people that I was supervising. They were like, well, they're late. They're not there. I was like, it's not that they're late. They're out sick. Well, who's going to replace them? Oh, I don't know. Who are you going to train in 30 minutes to do somebody's job that takes 5 years of experience? Why are we on the phone? Okay. I started getting like that. Like, this is meeting. We need a meeting. It got so bad, I had to call the representative in Washington, D.C., and say, you need to sit in on this meeting. This is too much. Because I know at the end of the day, you need these figures, don't you? And they were like, you're absolutely correct. Thank you. Full disclosure for me. Remember I told y'all a long time ago that when I worked in the Navy, I worked with a lot of very important people, and they used to always say and set it on a piece of paper, if I ever need anything, you let me know, but you are the best type of troop because you're going to tell what we need to know, not what we want to hear. You're going to tell it. You're going to say, this is what happened, and I think this is why. You don't have to agree with me, but I want to give it to you in that order, right? So Gigi Darling, soaking wet, shivering, water had got in the umbrella bags with the products. Okay, it was just a whole calamity. I didn't even dry the pants. I threw everything in the trash. I said, who am I? I went to bed, of course, took a shower, Bath and Body Works. Went to bed, woke up sick as a dog. And then I guess my bosses, I didn't tell them about the ring. But they're like, yeah, we knew you were going to say eventually, but it wasn't even that. It was me versus Mother Nature. See, I can protect myself when it comes to humans. But Mother Nature said, gotcha. So I carry an umbrella everywhere. Almost couldn't get it out. People like in Europe and sort of desert climates, and even in Las Vegas, we carried umbrellas against the sun. So I always have an umbrella. Even every once in a while, I'll put it up because if I'm walking, it's really sunny, I'll put it up. It looks cute. It might not be cute to some people, but it's cute because it's cool. Okay, I don't want the sun on me. Sometimes I don't need a big umbrella. When I go to the beach, y'all, I get an umbrella and I hold it up and I sit and I listen to my music or I read my book. And I guarantee you, every once in a while, people are always like, people walk the beach. They go, that's such a good idea. I'm like, yeah, you don't need to buy no big, gigantic, stick it in the ground, pole, 5-foot umbrella, cafe olay, just get an umbrella and just to cover yourself every once in a while. Because people always tell me how great my skin is. Thank you very much. Well, I protected it. Protect yourself in cold weather, warm weather, hot weather, fair weather. Okay. Just protect yourself or be prepared. I wasn't prepared because I was running around, and sometimes, look, I'm older now, so I got lists everywhere. I write things down. People, that's good advice too, because as you age gracefully, you do find that you change. And I'm thankful for that. You do find that, I need a little bit more rest. I need a little bit more time. I take my time. Sometimes I feel like I'm going in circles. No, you just have a cadence about yourself as you age. So I see people pushing themselves, trying to insert themselves, trying to do what they used to do, and they're harming themselves. I don't want to be around you. I only want to have the conversation. Go away. Don't ever ask me what I'm doing. I'll let you know when I feel like it. Don't ever assume that I don't have anything going on just because you don't see it is very immature ish. Just because you're not included, just because you're not worthy, just because you don't know how to learn or earn time and attention or respect, does not mean I'm on the other side of what you consider not right. Please don't waste your time. Don't even think. So my time trying to check in, trying to follow, trying to keep track. Like I said, there was an old nasty organic situation, and I got a little kiki because it was full circle, and I just might talk about it. Just to put it out there to say, told ya. Uh-huh. So be careful out there. It's bad weather. You can get caught off guard. Be prepared. Always have those. I prefer a long, big umbrella. Even at my wedding, I don't even think I called them maids of honor. I forgot what we called each other. But anyway, they all carried umbrellas, parasols, if you like. And I still have one. I'm looking at it right now. And I've asked them, well, two of them live over in Europe, did they keep theirs? And they said, one said yes, and the other one still has hers, and I still have mine because I just thought that was elegant. I want elegance. Even in a rainstorm, I want the proper gear. I want the proper trench. I want the proper boots. I want the proper head cover. Okay, why not? Because as you age, you have to take care of yourself. If you're taking care of yourself at 40, how you doing it? We're doing doubly. Is that a word? We got it on lock twice and again, just in case. That's why when you see a lot of older people, they might have bags or they might be carrying, um, a little cart, or their purse might be a little. In San Francisco, we have cloth bags. Everybody has 2 or 3 bags. It is what it is. And then walking around in gym shoes after they get off work. It is what it is. That's what we do. You can tell a local like that, you know. But it's a just in case mentality. Even though I only lived at that time literally on foot, 10 minutes away from San Francisco, it was horrible. Okay, in my Berkeley voice. Terrible. It was terrible. I got sick. I was out work 2 days, so it cost me. So my doctor always talks about, she said, "You got more sick by being in that storm than you did during the shutdown." I said, "Yeah, shoot, I won't do it again." But even though I hate being sick, I couldn't help it. Wasn't my fault. Even if I had an umbrella, it was coming down so hard, so fast, so strong, so windy, so abrupt that it was umbrellas in the ground because people just threw it. That gives me my life. That makes me laugh for some reason when people just toss it on the side. It's all gnarly and pokey and prodded and holy, it just broke. Do people take it back, try to get their money? I always wonder. It's not funny, but it's funny. I remember one time I was on a tour bus and it was raining. I forget where we were, somewhere in Europe. Half the people spoke English, half didn't. And the bus driver must have been, little devil must have jumped in him. and people were on the side of the street, and he rolled past and they got drenched, and all the Americans laughed. Oh, them Europeans was mad at us. It was a bunch of Americans and a bunch of Europeans, because when you're stationed overseas, each base has transportation to different lovely cities, and you get on there and you get your life. So the first stop is the base, second stop might be out on the economy. Lots of Germans want to go to Switzerland too, and that's okay. And oh, they just thought we were just the rudest, and how dare, that's not funny. Can we stop and help? And the bus driver was like, it's water. Get out of here. Like you didn't start World War II. Okay, stop playing with us. So I always wonder how people feel. It must be a bad feeling. Must be embarrassing. I was feeling bad. I was embarrassed because I got caught up and washed out by Mother Nature. But isn't it a bad and embarrassing feeling when you can look back and say, Gigi Darling warned me. Gigi Darling told me. Gigi Darling don't want to be around me no more because I'm not doing things properly. Gigi Darling has said that I'm lonely and I ain't got nothing going on. Gigi Darling tried to tell me. Gigi Darling over here not worried about nothing or a thing. And it's confusing. People, why are people so mean nowadays? But we can talk about that next show. So on the way out, my hearts ago, please and thank you. These videos are going over on my community tab under the July post. Because starting in August, I will not be posting any more of my videos over there. I won't be sharing any videos of other content creators. Why? Because let me do me. You do you, and let me do me until I get to that full-time space. Let's see, hearts ago, who in my corner. Let's see who got Gigi. Let's see who gonna support me. Let's see who get what I gave. Let's see who, because my job is to build my support system, not to pay other content creators. If they can weather the storms. Let's see if Gigi Darling don't make that mistake again. Let's see if I'm gonna do this. Let's just see. Okay. Thank y'all for being here. Talk to you later.